Newark investigating how two people died in a parking garage. The bodies of a man and woman found inside a running car in an apartment complex. One person who knows the victim says carbon monoxide may be to blame. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson joining us live from Newark with the very latest. Anthony.
Well, David, family members have been out here, I guess, for most of the night, still trying to figure out exactly what happened out here. The garage where this incident happened, not too far from where we are standing. But at this point in time, this appears to be a tragic accident. Now, the female victim has now been identified by family members as Tamika Hargrave. She was found on the ground lifeless, along with another man who was apparently the mechanic who was working on her car. The incident stunning members of her family who rushed to the scene last night. Tamika's longtime companion made the horrible discovery of the two bodies in a lower garage. He says there was a strong odor of gas in their home, and after a while, an alarm went off, and he investigated the source. Kahali Johnson kept following the source of that odor that smelled like automobile exhaust. It took him a while, but eventually he made it to the garage. He opened several doors before he found a vehicle that was running and the two victims.
And as I go to step to try to open the last garage door, I see the mechanic. He's laid out, and she's just a few feet away, and she's laid out. And pretty much I had to call 911 because at this time, with that level of emissions, whatever, I knew they were gone.
Yeah, and the family just wishes there was a working CO detector inside of the garage. But once again, police and officials are calling this an unfortunate accident.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now, let me get this right off my chest, off the top. This is grown folks talk right here. So everybody, please, if you're around them little precious, sweet little kids and teenagers also, so even though some of them be so hot in the ass also, but please, if you're around little children, will you please tell them to get out the room right now, escort them out, go get them some jungle juice, some juicy juice, whatever the hell you got to get them, but please get those little precious, sweet, badass kids out the room just for a few seconds so us grown folks can have a dialogue, if you will. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that, and I'll give my opinion when we return. Okay, if they're not out the room by now, then you know the saying. Tough double D titty. If it's not a double D, we would take a C or maybe a B. But anyway, this story comes out of Newark, New Jersey. Big shout out to all my peeps over there in New Jersey holding down. Even you, Joe Budden. Big shout out to Joe. Anyway, we have a very unfortunate situation. See, this is what happens when you try to be greedy. This is what happens when you try to be thirsty. I'm not talking about drinking a lot of water. No, I'm not talking about that. This what happens when you want your cake and eat it too. And you might be saying, well, damn, Trey, what is that? There's a lot of shit happening. Yes, this is what happened when you try to cheat and try to bite out more than you can chew. Now, this guy, basically, as the story goes on, I'm not knowing if it's true because one of them saying one thing, the other story saying another thing, but I'm going to give my opinion, like I said. That's why it's called that. But anyway, so the husband comes home from work, 9 o'clock at night. Now, you might ask yourself, for those of you who take your vehicles to the shop and deal with mechanics, you know one damn thing. What mechanic you know around fixing on cars at 9 o'clock at night? If he's not fixing on cars, most likely he's somewhere resting or watching TV, watching reruns of MASH or whatnot. Who knows? But at the same time, if a mechanic is at your house at 9 o'clock at night, chances are he's not working on your car. He's working on some bootay, if you will. He's working on your wife ass, or if it's a female, because you got female mechanics too. Hey, they get down too. She's working on your husband wood, if you know what I'm saying. So what business does a mechanic got doing at your house that late at night? And then also the unthinkable happened. I'm not talking about Alicia Keys now. This shows you that the Most High do not like ugly, because these people was in the garage, out of all places, the damn garage. Now, I don't know what made them, if the story is true like they saying it is, because How can you explain a mechanic being there that late at night? You know what I'm saying? You had all day long to get this damn car fixed or whatnot. How can you explain a mechanic being at your house at 9 o'clock at night? So anyway, so come to find out, the mechanic and the woman end up in the garage. Whatever they was doing, found dead by carbon monoxide poison. And a lot of you all probably do not know what carbon monoxide is, but I'm going to tell you like this. Sit in your car long enough with the tailpipe stopped up, and that'll be the last thing on your mind. You'll be going to sweet cyanide heaven. Anyway, so put yourself in a husband's shoes, but he didn't sound too mad to me. He didn't sound hurt. He wasn't crying. Hell, I wouldn't cry for it neither, because guess what? If you around here cheating on me and stuff, hell, I mean, I'm sorry you're gone, boo-boo, but damn, you should have thought about all that before you tried to back that ass up. I'm going to read a snippet from this story, and I'm going to give my opinion. Surely, as we go. Husband blames carbon monoxide after wife and a mechanic die in Newark garage. Point is, carbon monoxide is not to blame. It's cheating is to blame. Carbon monoxide is just the thing that killed them, but it's their cheating what got them killed. Let's start this story. Now, police are investigating after 2 people were found dead inside a Newark parking garage from apparent carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, how did they get in the car? How did they get in the garage? Why was they in a damn garage so long? And also, why would it take 2 people if the mechanic is supposedly coming over there to fix on the car? Wouldn't it just be him dead? Because I'm sure the wife don't know anything about a car, because if that's the case, she could fix it herself. So she was in there for a reason with him. And it's not like you're just going to walk into a room full of carbon monoxide and you just go out right then. It'll take a few, a few minutes or whatnot for your body to go and collapse all the way. But at the same time, what the hell was she doing down there with him? That's what I would have asked. I would be like, what you here for? You feel me? Even though she was dead and couldn't talk. Let's go on. Now, the bodies of a man and a woman were discovered near a running car. The car's still running. So was they in the car? You know how some of y'all used to be when you was young and stuff, getting booty in the cars and stuff. Don't act like you ain't never did it before. Y'all busting out laughing right now. Listen to me while I'm talking to y'all. Got to stop laughing so hard. You know damn well a lot of y'all are still getting booty in the car. 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, 30-some years old, still up in the car, fogging the windows up and everything. And you know one damn thing, you have to have one of them windows cracked, because I'm telling you, somebody in there might have washed their ass properly last night. Somebody might be in there smelling like badussi. And you know what badussi means. You don't have to say it in the comments section. Last time I said that, I had about 200 comments explaining what badussi was to the 3rd degree. But at the same time, when you in a car, and you up in there knocking boots like H-Town, you got to crack a window. Hell, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you about my past, but we all done got busy in the car before. Let's just keep it real. We family, right? So that means we could talk to each other. We ain't got to lie. We can keep it real. I did it before in the past. You all done it before in the past. So don't act like you ain't have it. You gonna be somebody coming there, I ain't never did that, Trey. Well, damn, you don't have to blow my spot up. Let's continue on now. Now, the bodies of a man and a woman were discovered near a running car just before 9 p.m. at an apartment complex on 18th and New Fairview Avenue. And for those of you who are familiar with the area, you know exactly where it's at. But the other story says the other story goes into detail a little bit, then it falls off to the other story. So that's why I'll be looking back and forth, trying to get the story clear to you all so we can have an understanding of why these 2 succumb to the thirst. The thirst is real. You have people literally dying of thirst. Now, the 41-year-old woman was apparently paying for work on her car. How she's paying for it? Is it cash, debit, or ass? Now, she was paying for work on her car by having sex with the 56-year-old mechanic. Because why else? Why else? And can somebody tell me, let me know what was Papa doing at the house at 9 o'clock at night? Now, the NBC New York reported about the man and the woman having sex, in the garage. Now, Newark police spokeswoman Catherine Adams said, however, that the department has no information about how the accident occurred. I can tell you how it occurred, Miss Catherine Adams. It started out by them knowing each other. It started out by them communicating, texting. Your husband gone? Yeah, my husband gone. Well, I'm finna come over there and knock your transmission out. Then I'll put it back in there. It might take a little while, and I might have to tune up your carburetor a little bit. Those type of talk. So when the husband looking there, he like, well, damn, he knocked your transmission out, not realizing, talking about the bottom of that ass out. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine if your wife had text messages and stuff, and you thinking that she getting the car done. No, she getting something else worked on. She getting that cookie worked on. You like, well, damn, when did he put in a new motor in the car? He's not talking about that new motor. He's talking about something else. Let's continue. Now, Kahali Johnson said one of the victims is his wife. identifying her as Tamika Hargrave, and may she rest in peace. And her sad that her last name with the last 5 letters is Grave, Hargrave. Golly, I mean, what a coincidence. He found the bodies after smelling a strong odor of gas in his apartment. Shit, you should have found out after smelling a strong odor of ass in your apartment. He said an alarm went off and he went to investigate the source. I would have been like, what the hell is going on? Where is Bay at? Where is Bay at? Then you go down there and you find 2 naked people laid out beside each other, or they pants down. Somebody's pants was down, because I'm pretty sure if you had enough energy to pull your pants up, or your drawers up, or your panties, or whatever you want to call it, your undergarments, to use a more proper term, you would have enough energy to get the hell off from down there and get some fresh air. But due to the fact that they didn't, one could be led to believe that they was bucket naked, or the clothes was down. Because if that's the case, if you have time to get up, pull your clothes up, you have time to get the hell on and get some air or something, or throw a brick through a window or something, anything, than to suffocate. Anyway, now he said it smelled like automobile exhaust, and eventually he made his way to the garage before finding the running vehicle and the 2 victims. Lord, I bet he was heartbroken. I bet he was flabbergasted. Authorities say Hargrave was found on the ground and that the man was a mechanic looking at her vehicle. Yeah, which vehicle? The Chevy Nova, the Geostorm, or that Cookie? As I tried to step to open the last garage door, I see the mechanic. He's laid out, Johnson said. She's just a few feet away. She's laid out also. And pretty much I had to call 911 because at this time, with that level of emissions, I knew that they were gone. He just said that so calm. Now, I'm not trying to place no blame on this man right here. Don't nobody sit there and say that. I'm not trying to place no blame on him. But do he sound heartbroken to y'all? Hell, he probably was glad and stuff. Now, I'm just talking in my opinion. I'm not saying that he's glad, because I don't know this guy from Adams Tomcat, like the old folks say. But at the same time, he just said that so calm. It's like he been waiting on that moment to come. You know what I'm saying? It's like you basically knowing somebody doing something, but you love them too much to let them go. Now, the male victim has not yet been identified. He has been identified. He was the 56-year-old mechanic that was over there dropping transmission. Now, basically, she died because of carbon monoxide poisoning, Johnson said. They do not have adequate alarms systems, because if there had been an alarm in that garage, listen to this bullshit. I love to explain the bullshit. The man said, they do not have adequate alarm systems, because if there had been an alarm in that garage, people would have been alerted to the fact that it was going on. Oh, yeah, something else is going on. What is really going on? Like Marvin Gaye said, I'm going to tell you what was going on. Some sexual healing. You feel me? Some love TKO. And I really mean TKO, technical, permanently knockout. That's a TPKO. But anyway, so it's not so much of the alarm system. If you would have been doing what you were supposed to have been doing, none of that would have happened. You feel what I'm saying? You would have been up in the bed, and you still would have been plotting on another way to go pay the mechanic or something. But at the same time, if you ain't got no damn money, how else would you pay the mechanic? And also a husband. Did you not give your wife money to pay for the car to get fixed? See, most men will go fix the car themselves. If they can't fix it, they'll go pay for it to get fixed. So did she have to do it on her own? That way she had to give up that booty to pay this man? I don't know. Somebody need to let me know that, because, I mean, how else do you supposed to say it? You feel me? I mean, it's not like you died in a car wreck just tragically. No, you was doing something that you're supposed to have been doing, and it just caught up with you. And that's how it always happens. When you least expect it, you feel me? When you least expect it, that's when things happen. But at the same time, you might say, well, Trey, since you know so much, tell me some of the signs that my wife is cheating on me. Okay, number one, she pays more attention to her phone than you. Then she's also less interested in sex with you. Eventually, that will get old. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could get old too, but that will get old. They want something else. They want to try to jump on something else, especially if it's bigger. Let's just keep it real. Now, her social calendar is suddenly bursting at the seams. She always got something to do. She always want to go out and mingle and stuff. You need to be aware of all them signs. You feel me? You might think it's a game, but you need to be aware of all of that, because if you're not, you may just find your wife somewhere in the garage. But anyway, let me know what you all think about this situation. And it's a very sad situation. I know I'll make it funny or whatnot. They just throw humor in there because we dealing with tragic situation. But at the same time, you got to understand, people put themselves in this situation. It's not like you was doing something Right, you cheating on your husband, a mechanic there at 9 o'clock at night. And if for all you dollars out there, let me know this for my people who like to critique everything I say. Explain the fact how the mechanic was over there at 9 o'clock at night. Explain that fact right there. That's all I want to know. If you can explain that fact, please let me know, because unless that mechanic is your brother or your relative or somebody that you grew up with, how in the hell can he be at your house at 9 o'clock at night and your man wasn't even there? Anyway, if you like the story, push that like button. If you like the story, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share the video with your cheating ass friends. Let them know the eyes, not the ranger of the Most High is up on you. You know what I'm saying? Remember this. God don't like ugly. If you gonna cheat, don't get married. Point blank. Period. Simple as that. I'm out.